Finally, Stormblood 4.5. So we're going to swap it up a little bit because I've been playing Ninja. I have very much been enjoying Ninja as well. However, we have now hit 90 because I'm not addicted to roulettes, I swear. So instead, we are going to be swapping to Samurai for the rest because it's only like a couple patches. It's nothing like super big. Sorry, model freaked out. And also, thanks to, I believe it was Tamsin, spicy Shinryu sword as well. So it's going to be some practice with Samurai as well. And we have some, we're going to finish out in style. I'm loving the Shinryu stuff. It's great. I heard Master Miqo'te was something of a recluse, but this seems extreme. Still, I'll happily overlook her centricities if she agrees to help us. I can stop anytime. Exactly, yeah. Gunbreaker, I have not played Gunbreaker yet. I want to save it as my last tank to organically give it my personal thoughts and personal review on that. I've heard many mixed things about Gunbreaker. I'm not addicted, exactly, yeah. See, you get it. Hat. Big hat.
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems.
I love her. 3 DPS in a trench coat. Yeah, that one.
I mistook you for young what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister.
Oh, no.
Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
That is such a mood.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
Ooh, spicy.
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders.
I love her. She's great. Miqo'te's great.
Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
A valid question.
If I may, Master Miqo'te, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
She's like, I'm going to start like charging. There's a tax to use it now. Poor Miqo'te. She just tries to do her best. Shadowbringers trailer tonight. I have a ping out to Rev to see if we can do that first.
Stoller is one of the afflicted, is she? Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
That is such a mood. I love her. I just see Big Hat Logan.
Right. Let us see what we can see. I'll begin from where our friends first fell, and cast my senses out from there.
I never noticed her pink,
What is it?
her pink amulet.
This doesn't make sense. How is it even possible?
How is what possible? Kryl, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
Interesting.
Have dissipated if it had. Oh gods.
No, I think it's that it probably shifted to where Kryl can't sense it. That would make sense for why it cut off.
Their bodies are just husks. It's like the broodmother's daughter all over again.
So, like, think of it this way, right? Like, so Naruto, how Kamui, right? When Obito uses Kamui, and there's sharp edges, or like Kakashi uses Kamui, and there's a sharp edge where the dimensional rift took place, right? How you can have a very clean cut like that. That's what I'm thinking it is, because their souls are no longer in Eorzea.
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
They're in stasis, effectively.
But where?
That's the question, isn't it, girl? Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
Mm-hmm.
We're no closer to an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking. Pray, excuse me a moment. Yes? I remember, but... What, to Alamigo? We're on our way.
Is this Xenos imposter coming to Alamigo?
Apparently, a group of Populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphino left with, is one of them.
Interesting.
I'm sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
Go, child, go! You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
I'll do some digging in the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search.
Let's be off then.
Oh.
Oh, not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I'd chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
Wait. Because there's other areas without ether. Could this one that's being affected as well? Interesting.
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Urianger were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether. It seems to be happening all over.
That's the one.
Does it now? And here I was, all set to blame my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse clogging up the Thaliac. I fear something has gone awry. Still, there's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that but one thing at a time.
Yeah. Tackle a mountain one climb at a time. One step at a time, one handheld, one foothold at a time. So that was the woman who tamed Y'shtola. Tamed Y'shtola is the word there. I had a distinct feeling of being grabbed by the scruff of the neck and having that nonsense shaking out of me. When Alphino's back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tales she has of grandfather. Like 10k experience, I'm not worried. Almost can't hear... excuse me. I almost can't bear to hear what Maxima has to tell us, but it can't be bad news, can it? At least would have said... at least would have said, unless there's no point in speculating. At least said she'd notified the guards of our coming, so we should head straight to the palace gate in the Alamigan quarter. I'll be praying for the good news. Learn what you can about Alphino's plight and leave the search to our friend's lost souls to me. I feel like it's where is the ether going? If it's thinning, right, it's got to be going somewhere. It's got to be draining somewhere. And that really is the question leading into Shadowbringers. And thus, potentially opening the gates will restore that, but come with its own host of issues. I mean, there is potential in that. Scions, the commander told me to expect you. Shall I show you in? Oh, the Subas? That's just the samurai mechanic. I have to build up those.
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphino, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphino?
She's the spicy one.
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing. As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Ascians. This Shadow Hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphino, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn. Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they? And is Alphino still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphino asked to accompany them all the same. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion.
This is Black Rose.
I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
Most likely.
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't. Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on! No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hier know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphino too.
Consider it done. We'll send word when...
There it is.
Untold sorrow must be changed. Ahead looms a calamity.
Is this where Alice goes down?
Become instant. Throw wide the gates.
It's gonna be up to just us, isn't it? No, she's still there.
You heard it too. Well, At least we're both still standing.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
That is the question of the hour, Elise. Good
I
job.
wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
The reefer kicks in, right? Some good stuff right there. Alphinaud's safe for the present, at least. Now we need not worry about it. Oh, now all we need to worry about is a full-scale Imperial invasion. I'm actually glad Lee's talked us to visit Lord Hien. Better to be dashing from place than sitting around stewing over things we can't change. To the Enclave. Go to work, so I'm almost not ready to get to my car. sounds like quite the legendary morning. Bird. Look at that bird. Fancy bird. Think of Sola. So far, loving it. Loving him. I want to see where he goes. Hello, you giddy. How's it going? Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of our newly formed alliance. The Codes and the Confederacy you already know, as it was your own strength of arms that won us the cooperation of the Steppe tribes. I love Serena. She's so cute. Joined by our neighbors from Nangsha and the indomitable citizens of Dalmasca, the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official introduction. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. Glad to see your alliance coming together swiftly. As things stand, I fear we should soon have need of your strength. It's Handlebar. No, her name is not Handlebars. Her name is Yugiri. Thank you for bringing me news of Alphinaud. His fate was never far from my thoughts, not only because he is our emissary. As to the sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agree that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report received from our shinobi indicates a massing of troops in western provinces. It seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. Because they did technically start this chain of events. And I would help deflect that blow, but I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall on the burn is in place. This is true. The all-important Alagon energy barrier. The energy barrier, yes. Thought to call it something more auspicious. A name drawn from the four Lords of Legend, perhaps Seryu's Aegis or some such. No, just a thought. Ironworks engineers report that they have finished calibrating the generators and are ready to proceed with the testing stage. Have you time to attend the first test you see in the field, which protected as a slaw firsthand? I'd be interested to hear how you think ours compares. I will come too, if you don't mind. Though I am no Y'shtola, I may be able to offer some insight. Of course, time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Yugiri, I leave you and Hakuro to bring the War Council to a close. Understood. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Where are the storms? I actually need these silver pieces. Her name is Yugiri, and she has handlebars. Oh my god, no. Chat, please! We will cross the burn by Y'all and Falcon. As before, join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. Hey, Virtual, how's it going? Just warping is going to be easier. I'm going to make anything I lose up in roulettes today anyways. You. Because we're ready to take wing. Lost my relics. Hell yeah. Take a 655 drop today, and I saw the new relics. They look pretty sweet. The cyber aesthetic. Well, I saw the was it the Reaper one? It's all the scythe.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test.
Hi, how's it going? I think the Garlands can definitely feel that.
Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming.
Like they're notified of this, the ether spike.
1,000 yards, 2,000, 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected.
Because if this fails, they're in some trouble.
4,000, 5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it.
Nice. We already have someone attempting to.
Is that
Really?
an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
That's the one.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wool for us.
Unless there's someone friendly on that ship. They probably sense that and are checking it out now.
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
Same. At the very least, it seems to have shorted it out a little bit. Yeah, that's what's his face. That's the Shadow Hunter. You've made my job harder.
By the gods. It's Alpha, no. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
At least they know the barrier works.
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not him too.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem. It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
There it is, the White Ascian mask. No, that's Gaius's mask. Huh.
Aye. Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf.
That's Gaius? What?
That was the title I was given. One I have long since relinquished.
What? Huh. I did not see that plot twist coming, actually. The sword would have been a dead giveaway, actually. I was not expecting that, actually. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Interesting.
Impossible. There's no way you could have survived.
See, I'm upset because I run through Praetorium nearly every day at this point, and it didn't actually click in my brain.
Do you remember how it unfolded? How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment at least. A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians.
Interesting.
The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge.
Interesting.
My principal quarry was to be La Habrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion.
Well, yes, but also no.
But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the Black-Masked Ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know.
He already has 2 red kills, which is rather impressive.
Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the source.
Which makes sense. And this also it's also organic power creep, because the Chrysalis was ARR. Well, it was like post-ARR. It was post-ARR in content. We have now beaten Xenos, you know, a Shinryu-empowered Xenos at this point, which shows how much we've grown. So yeah, no, well, he was part of the former group, the ones of lesser strength, but there are the paragons tied to the source. Those will be the stronger ones.
The first was La Habrea,
Zodiark, there it is.
Who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmett Selk, about whom little is known.
Yeah, so this shows up in AR. This is still, so I think they're using it to reference Zodiark still. But since I don't know what Zodiark looks like, I'm sure everyone in 6.55 that just launched today knows exactly what he looks like. This does come up again. Okay, that ties that together.
We have files on La Habrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmett Selk is new to us?
Yes.
As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets.
Oh no, I'm not Googling anything going into Shadowbringers.
This very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, We inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
That's the one. That's the one. Based Gaius.
This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Why wouldn't they?
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch.
Interesting.
Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Xenos E. Galvas.
Of course it's Xenos.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
That's the one.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized.
Mm-hmm.
And what should we find in each and every...
There it is.
But a young Emperor Solus.
Solus giving me Mad Palpatine vibes.
All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor?
Everyone in chat be like, for the will of the Emperor.
I must know which hand
For the
guides
Emperor.
the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland.
That's incredibly fair, though. That's incredibly fair to be like, nah, this sucks. I would at least have these people be free.
It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
No, that guy... Based Gaius. No, 100%.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
Oh my god. The perfect art is Kip, but you know the anime thing where the anime person will jump on the other person? They'll just like jump at them, wrap their arms around them and go, X-sama. Kip jumps into Gaius. Gaius-sama. There's the artwork right there.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises.
Glomp, yeah. Oh my god, I haven't heard Glomp in a while.
Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
Photoshop every time. the art needs to happen. I don't know if I'll commission someone if I need to. Like the art needs to happen. Can't die if you don't see the body,
So
right?
that
Exactly.
was the infamous Black Wolf, an unexpected ally to say the least.
Like, damn, that was a thing. That was a reveal. I'm gonna get that gate up now.
Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dorma.
We'll do like the Hazegord on his back. Just freeze frame. Gaius-sama. Gaius goes way too hard. I love it. A lot of flare. Ah, I hate it. Alphino is safely ensconced, that's a word, in a private chamber. My finest healer examining as we speak. Had to alter in his armor, so it's not surprising. Exactly. No, like his voice also had the there was no, that was, and remember I thought Fordola got Gaius's blade, but it's a standard blade. Knowing that it's a standard blade, that was also what threw me off of that. That's a hard read. That was a very good plot twist, actually. Spoken with the physician, there's no outward signs of illness. Alphino's lost sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. Seems like even the lands of the Empire weren't far enough away to escape that cursed voice. Share your frustration, Alice. I do. But Alphino returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fill your duties as a scion, yours and my brothers both. Or yours and your brothers both. You're right, of course. There are arrangements to be made and little time to make them. The business then, my lord. Now that we know that Saryu's wall works as intended, excuse me, can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? You most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay, save for some of you who boast teleportation magic. The bulk of our horses must be transported by sea, a lengthy voyage for which smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I must enlist the assistance of the East Oleron Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we are in a happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Eorzea. Beyond our procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Aldenard friends will consent in any involvement in military operations, but I am certain they will afford Alphino a berth aboard one of their vessels. Shall have a Pyrigian accompany him every ilm of the way to the Rising Stones. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. There are many tales, last night, Walker. Yuri, I will go on ahead with our friends Alamigo and enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them at the disposal of the Eorzea Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. That's exactly what we'd hoped for. At least the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome a combined strength of the East. There's some clipping going on with the hair. Tales are aesthetic. How you doing? John, World of Warcraft here.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance. See that you do.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention.
Yes.
A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
They're not good decisions.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you.
Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
Fuck off, Solus. Just punch him. He's got other bodies, it's fine.
A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence.
Interesting.
Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
Amazing. This man. His walk cycle.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I mean, it's like there's such a duality between them. They're clearly the two emperors, so to speak, right? They are just so different.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
And thus Solus will say that he allowed this to happen. Something about how the strong survive.
Are you truly so naive?
This is all constructed.
You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in elegant cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research.
He is eccentric, is the word that comes to mind.
And of all the options available, you chose the founding father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus. Like grandsire, like grandson, eh?
And then Varus will say we are nothing alike.
If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
I could see the parallel being Final Fantasy XIV's Joker. I could see it. Must leave 2 to convene with the Ares' leaders, and it may be some time before I return to Doma. Akro, I leave you in command. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join you in Alamigo forthwith. See word from Lys. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Once we've arrived in the locks, we are to report to the Resistance officer stationed in Porta Praetoria, who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. No, this is interesting. This is heating up very, very nicely. There are definitely stakes that are being, what's the word? Not drawn. There are stakes that are being set. The bar is being raised. And I am 100% for this. Solus is quite literally a character. Bella, please? I was looking for, if you'll follow me, I'll take you directly to the Alliance headquarters. steaks are being cooked, right? Wrong steak, but yeah. Cannons. I love cannons. It's me, I'm bitches. Wait, I said that wrong.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Hien. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, were our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphino has come back to us. As for the bad news,
And thus explains his current state. They're really slow burning this gate plot line.
So, Alphino won't wake up. Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right?
Q Sabaton's father.
Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal.
You get used to it.
Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphino to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea.
So they found the clones, but the clones have been untouched. So I want to know why.
The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it. As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varissos Galvus would be attending.
Really? The actual Emperor is coming. Okay.
The Emperor himself. Well, Varus did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
This is true. This is true.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
That is a prime...
God,
that's a prime assassination attempt.
you know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphino and the others aren't going to do it.
Because that could throw everyone into disarray on the defending side.
Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
Which just leaves, coincidentally, the only two remaining Scions that are currently not incapacitated in this role. Ironic that I'm showing up in my Scorpion Clan attire. Ironic, actually.
We don't know what Varus means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand will make all the difference.
Hey, Teasler. Go pretty well. How about you?
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
It's going to be an interesting conclusion. Let's let it keep an Emperor waiting too long, shall we? Parlay with the Emperor, quote unquote. I'm sorry. Make sure you're getting some rest and staying hydrated, okay? You do have the big chair. It's a ruse. Is it a ruse? Or is Xenos going to show up to taunt us? Well, Xenos, quote unquote, right? We're also missing actual Xenos proper in his new body. No, Varus shows up. That is a big man. He looks very uncomfortable sitting.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Gallian Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today.
What an interesting meeting. Finish your 6.55 stuff, Cam and Boy Pig. Hell yeah. I hope you enjoyed it.
As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Big and physical strong. Right.
Very well, Your Radiance.
The small Tana.
I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you.
The small Tana versus the absolute unit that is Varus. That is a fight for pay-per-view.
As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy.
It's really not.
Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us. But you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue.
Nanamo's about to drop just some wrestling moves on him.
Has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea. A partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace.
It was a good attempt, though, at the very least. Nanamo v. Varus at the political table.
As
actually
you know
great.
Only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
It's not a Cold War. This has been a long-standing
With all due
conflict.
respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
That's the one. He's going to blame it on Xenos now.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
He's glaring at us, isn't he? No, he's glaring at Ian.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
No, but Garlemald was, in fact, engaging in colonialism and did not rein in their abusive policies.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
No one has weapons here.
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Interesting. This is a court setting, so weapons would be left outside, as it were. He's trying so hard to remain calm.
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
Thick are those walls.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise.
To which he's going to say you conquered the dragons, and because you showed power over them, that is why I am here saying I should have power over you.
You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end.
And that's where Varys is technically wrong, because that's all the Holy See did, was lie and manipulate others and perpetuate a lie. No, he's very good in the game of politics. This is very well written.
Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people.
Less clarity, more obscurity, you know. But according to you, same thing. You... Not quite the sharpest bin, are we, Varys?
Garlemald, too, lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong, from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of Magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it. And from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
That's a lie. They caused issues with both the kobolds and the, what's the other one? And the Sahagin. Limsa caused their own issues with the beast tribes.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers?
And that's where her argument falls flat with him. Because he's not wrong.
I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
So everyone's going to have their chance to speak.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the 12's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
They also have their own issues in Gridania.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing.
I mean, we are the only one left as the War of Light to speak, as far as I'm aware.
Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
As Mistress Alisaie says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
He could object. He could deny the motion for a recess.
Very well.
Interesting.
I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
Really is not my forte. After his Radiance's little performance is all I could do, not to swear at him. Honestly, I don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. I just asked myself what Alphinaud would have done, and I tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. But there really is no common ground to be found. If there is really no common ground to be found with this man, nor do I think he looked for any. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do? Maybe certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet, at least. Well, we have a little time before the parley is due to reconvene, though, so why not try consulting our illustrious leaders? Maybe they have some insight to share. Yeah, Gaius Sama is back. I'm very happy about that. I didn't call that. That was great. So, one thing for this Varys, he is well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast that's prey. The conqueror would know its enemies. All should know their enemies, yet there is much and more we do not know of the Empire. You may ask the Emperor himself, well, mayhap there is some wisdom in that. We can skirt the storm of his displeasure. We may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind. Small Tana. Will have mercy, but for Lady Alisaie's timely interjection, we might well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Not the Emperor Varys left us a great many options. It's unconditional surrender, all he will accept. Do you think? It's on his mind, yes. Ere he arrived, I'd have said yes, but having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind, building up to something. I know it. How then shall we approach the rest of the parley? Have you anything to say? He has more to reveal the truth if we put him at ease. Mayhap you are right. Thank you. Parley was never like to bring peace, but I had hoped to learn something about the Emperor Varys' relationship with the Ascians. As had we all. Yet if he is in league with them, he's not likely to volunteer that fact. And if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence if we were to broach that particular subject? We would need to be subtle. But any more of that, man, if you would indulge me. Lord Hien, you received an imperial education, did you not? Is it true that Emperor's will is considered absolute? There is no higher authority in all of Garlemald, nor else in the heavens, nor else in the heavens come to that. Veneration of the gods is forbidden, the only worship permitted being that of his Radiance's own person. Share your disdain for the hypocrisy, even as they denigrate the idea of the faith. They revere their leader with a fervor others revere for the divine. It is a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us, logical on the surface perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. For discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varys to reveal something. Interesting. But with everyone then, good. All that remains is to wait the pleasure of the Emperor and hope we fare better than the second attempt. He does not
Now
look
then, who would
comfy.
have the floor?
This man, that line was flawless on delivery. They just,
Before we resume,
the
I
annoyance.
wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
That's a gesture of good faith.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affairs surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it?
And there's the attack. There's where we're getting
Distract
aggressive.
from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Moth memes.
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more.
Poor Amork got
No
cut out.
longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences.
So you would homogenize everybody.
There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rolga's name are you talking about?
I think that's, if those lights are ether powered, it could also be a thinning of the ether.
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined.
Getting flashbacks to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 3 and Super Polymerization.
That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds. I have heard this tale of the Source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
Oh no, he's not summoning. That's not the issue.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Gallian Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
This is him revealing. He didn't have to volunteer this. He didn't. That's interesting.
What?
And that will get everyone off balance here.
My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace? I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence. Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard.
So you swing the pendulum one way, but eventually it will course correct and go back the other way. People will get tired of everyday existence. It will become hollow, homogenized, a shallow experience. Thus will swing back to the left. How do you intend to keep it that way?
An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs.
They will never let you reach that point.
We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me. Not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
He's a very charismatic public speaker.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left!
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable, unconscionable.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To him, Varus, the goals will justify the means.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
And see, that's where you're wrong. Because La Habrea, Nibriales, and the other Ascian and Heaven's Ward are all dead. They're gone. They can't. We have proven that they can be defeated. This is misguided at best. Ignorance at worst.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varus, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections. The strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another.
Garlemald has their carpenters. Garlemald has their soldiers. Garlemald has their politicians. Garlemald has their barkeeps and bartenders. Garlemald has their financiers, profiteers, people that make your food, wash dishes, etc. We're not all good at a singular thing or singular things. That's why you pay an electrician to fix your lights. That's why you don't fix your own lights, why you shock yourself, right?
While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. that the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible.
Get him, Smaltana.
Such a man is not fit to govern.
That's the one. The emotional damage.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
I'm gonna kill the Asians. Like that's my goal. We got how many to kill now?
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me.
He's actually genuinely disappointed.
Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages.
Yep, and there he is, swinging back into the defensive.
This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
The lights are not flickering. What happened? There's a reason they held on that scene. Came back to find Doma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So, as worrying as our little chat with the Emperor was, it did buy us enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive. Small on the... Oh, I thought there was a small on the table.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Asians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Doma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
If the Gallians come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
Oh, to do with the shinobi mask in the background. What a Chad.
We must seize it, full stop.
Here!
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
Wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
Sir Amric in the background. What a Chad.
We would be honored.
Just Sir Amric
When our
photobombing.
people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
That they do.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I leave the front lines in your capable hands.
Welcome home, Jace. No, well, wait, to be fair, there's been so much setup for that Bloodstar. There has been enough setup that this is
Comrades,
logical.
ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Smaltana. Smaltana. Amazing.
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it.
That's the reason. That's the one.
It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started.
Give me a second, Jace. I'll get you in a second.
But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right. So please, don't you dare leave me alone. No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
No, we made the meme of it is I, Gaius, and it's Kip in game just anime throwing themselves on Gaius, screaming Gaius Sama. That was the meme we made. Okay, let me figure out who I'm inviting. Invite. I think I'm inviting you as well. No, that's Tamsin. Jace, where are you? And less powerful magic. They go after kneecaps. That's what they do. They 100% go after kneecaps is how that works. I'm very curious to see how this is going to end. I'm very curious. I hear this dungeon is quite good. One of the best, or one of the better, I should say. I actually can't wait to see what this is. This is going to be nutty. Figured it gives us a second to actually, just sit here anyways. But yeah, no, Real is great. I totally didn't even call the Gaius part. I totally didn't. I'm very, very surprised. No, we have Jace is popping on. And then we'll be good. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Problems rerunning. I'm very curious to see how this is going to go. No, it's gonna be a fun one. If it is as hype as people are saying it is, I'm gonna be very, very interested. But we are getting to the end of Stormblood, and I mean I've made progress. The fact that I got both Ninja and Samurai to 90, I'm very, very happy about that. My next goal is gonna be Warrior, and after Warrior, subsequently Paladin, and I'm gonna get those to 90. And then I'll probably have to pick a healer. I'll probably pick up Sage. It's gonna be Sage and White Mage. Half, maybe a whole minute. No, you're fine. Healer's going to be the next one I have to get into. It's going to be an interesting class, and I'm very curious to see how it goes, if I like it, if I want to continue to run it. Automatic firmware update system where I can't update to the newest firmware if I make sure through this without buying a new one. That is awful. I can't stand that when that happens, when companies do that, where it's like, oh, well, you better buy a new one. It's like, ugh. Yeah, no, there's a lot of players in queue today, to be fair. There's, 6.55 dropped today, as well as people are grinding their new relics, right? So people are wanting to get that cyber aesthetic and stuff. I can't blame them. I mean, it totally makes sense. Like, I respect it. I was debating if I was even going to stream tonight or not, but I've done like 17 reactions in the past 2 days. I think I'm good. I'm good for today. And figured I'd actually go ahead and play 14 since I couldn't yesterday. Update, all that fun stuff. Most of it, yeah, 100%. Oh, it's very... This is going places, which makes me very excited for I almost said Stormblood. Very excited for Shadowbringers. We are going to be doing probably Reaper. It's between Reaper and Warrior. I want to run Reaper as DPS, but I might run Warrior. I might go Warrior Paladin. We'll see. I need to see how far it goes. It's just because, like, I need to learn how to play Reaper, but Reaper's also dead easy. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm still kind of mixed. I'm already at Warrior level anyways. Yes, I do see you. We can invite you. Disconnects and reconnects to the PC. Oof, that's rough. Healers that it helps only for one level. Sage and Scholar are preventative healers. White Mage and Astro are reactive healers. Right. Well, I mean, then again, I get both preventative and reactive as well. So, I mean, there is that, I guess I can consider. Right, we're going to rock it. Or randomly, that's, yeah. Well, that's why I use wired mice. I mean, I know wireless offer quality of life and comfort. I just prefer wired. That's a ship. All right, we're just going to hop right into this. The patch. Well, we have 6.55 to go as well. I'm still waiting. I still need to check if we're going to do first quest or not. And welcome to the trend. Small healer. Go on ahead. Okay, sounds good. Welcome to the Western Front. Cue the Sabaton music. Oh my god, they actually did just parachute in. Do whatever pulls you're gonna make. I will adjust. This feels like baby mode after unsinking Omega Savage. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's actually kind of nutty. Which means I just need to do more Savage content. That's gonna get me my fix. He's a warrior who needs healing. Nah, you're right. That's why I like warrior. I don't know. I've seen Paladin do nutty things, to be fair, though. Ultimates, that's the goal. I need a lot more practice. I need to get Savages down first before I attempt that. Like, there's definitely some stuff in Omega Savage that I need to get down. Baldur's Gate, no spoilers. Let me get MC pretty. Oh, 100%. Well, glad you're enjoying the game. It's a very fun game. I need to go back to the older Baldur's Gates. That's what I grew up on. Never finished them, but I grew up on that stuff. It is a fun experience. Paladin can be nutty, 100%. Keep forgetting I need to actually focus here. I don't need to move as big. I only need to make slight adjustments to where I'm moving to get my positionals off. Paladin doing some, or not Paladin. Samurai does some nutty damage. Ultimate 3. Well, I mean, we can, and so that's the thing is I want to do more Savage content. I have access to Omega Savage. I need a full party of 8 if we're going to do Kefka, though. Kefka's mechanic requires at least 6 to do it normally, I guess I should say. And that's kind of the issue because you have to get on the plates. That is something that I've been wanting to get into. It's mostly just getting the people together for it. So yeah, if anyone's looking to do Savage content, I want to get that started regularly if possible. I'm moving. I need to learn how to do it, so it's incentive. It makes me better at the game. Ah, so he's going to rotate it. I'm glad I played Savage, because now I know how that works. That would have absolutely taken me by surprise had I not played Omega Savage literally prior to this. Two-man Kefka. I don't know how the mechanic works, though, is the thing. I don't know how you low-man it. That's the one we're needing to finish and grind for mounts for people. That and obviously last Omega. But if there's interest tonight, we can see about swapping over. I will not object. That being said, people have, you know, lives and time and stuff, and they have to do 6.55 stuff. So definitely don't feel obligated to. Hey, okay, I'm gonna miss that positional. That's fine. Yep, now he's gonna go that way. Yeah, so he stops at that last one. Stack marker. Good between the lines, good between the lines. I dig it. I respect it. Which mechanic? It's Kefka Phase 2. There's 3 plates with 2 people on it. Like how in the last fight of Heavensward Library, the Bibliophile attack, right? That one, it's similar to that. But it's big damage. I don't know the full mechanics on it. I should be using feint a lot more is what I need to be doing. I'm also camping a very high gauge. That's what I'm doing wrong. Let the other tank handle it. This is fair. I hear that's O12S, that's the strat, is that you just go down to 2 tanks. Oh, is this way? It's okay, I do this shit all the time. It's gonna be hard to find a weapon that surpasses Shinryu's aesthetic, honestly. I'm very much a fan of it. Yeah, reduces HP to 1. You can't be healed for a few seconds, so you have to make sure the heads don't intersect too early on other players at all. Right, but during that same phase, or it's the phase after, it's after Heartless Angel, there's like 3 circles, and I think you have to stand in them. In fact, a weapon to surpass Metal Gear, 100%. I like that armored weapon is kind of shown up. Like, it is a really cool design, and I'm glad that it's actually, like, utilized again and again and again. Hey, Slay, how's it going? Swapping down. Thought that was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Big 7 slot machine. You know, the big monster. Bandit Keith monster. That one. Monkey. Monkey. Scorpion, how you doing? Yes, no, I actually really like that. I was about to mention that. We have all these bosses coming back, right? MCs didn't accompany us this one. Interesting. In each circle, and then players with the heads move out to take them. Interesting. But no, I got my first taste of Savage rating. I got carried through it. I will 100% say that. But I've got a taste, and I want more. it tickles the same part of my brain that makes me love Destiny raids. Okay. That's a big boy. That's a Prometheus. What wisdom do you have for us today, Prometheus of the duty? About the actual battles outside. Oh, 100%. I like it. It's very, it's very, very immersive. I love it. It's logical. It's immersive. It's great. He do a diggy hole. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. You guys know what to do. How'd the AoE taste? Just asking. As a black mage, I respect when black mages go deep. DOT. I need to be using that way more. He's gonna dig again at some point soon. That's freezing missile. Felt spicy, I believe it. Dig, walks the wall. Center. After that explodes, we need to run. What an interesting boss fight, actually. Has it turned into the tank? No, I haven't. I'm like a competent tank. That's the difference. I love people that know how to tank. Means I got to catch up to them. I do like having the percentage up there now. I made that updated that today in the UI, so you see the percentage of the boss health bar remaining. It's great. Right, because that's one of the prior bosses too, right? That was in Doma Castle that we've started to see, which also showcases through Stormblood, right? How we had Xenos at the beginning, in which we lost. We hardcore lost against Xenos, right? And we've made such strides along the way. We have come so far from the beginning of Stormblood in terms of just raw strength and ability. Just boss hopping? Well, I mean, it's your average duty. Yeah, it's going to require boss hopping a little bit. Because there's things that the Alliance, I like how we see Amric and we see Connie Senna here. That's actually kind of a neat little touch. I like it. Moving. Percentages are for players. Right. Yeah, like he's at 3%, 1%. I love it. It's great. It makes my brain happy. This one was also in Doma Castle. The actual power scaling of everything. And yeah, this as well. HP buffs and debuffs and separate thing. I might have to do that, honestly. I'm going to see where I end up. I got to go adjust my UI at some point, especially when I start doing more savages. It's a matter of how I'm going to tweak it. That's the big one. Remember when we fought a singular Colossus in, we fought Colossuses in Castrum and Praetorium, and now how we're just just burning through them. Huge, because one fight that really gave me trouble. I need to make them huge. I always miss them. I always make buffs and miss buffs and debuffs, especially in like XIV Savage, E4S, or sorry, O4S. Yeah, it's red, so it moves 3 times faster. Sermet Blade. That tells me I need to be in here. We're not going to talk about my positioning. Lisa's now entered the battle. It's Smash Bros. Lisa's entered the fray. Self-detonate.
Time to get serious.
Lisa's gonna do it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that one. That's a gimmick. Of the bigger would definitely some of them projectile debuffs in order. Right. No, I could totally see that. When you're melee DPS. Oh, 100%. Easy. Yes. No. LB3 as melee DPS is great. I don't like. Oh, these are the okay. These are the guards that were in the meeting. These are his personal guard. Interesting. We kind of see a Gaius and a what is it? Is it Livia from Castrum? You can kind of see a duality there. Now I'm curious to see how this goes. That's a tank buster. I need to get away from you all. So it's kind of like Gaius and Livia San Junius in one. I kind of dig it. DOT on you. Which also showcases now we can do both of them. This is how far we have come. We can push, we can push, we can push. Push. I was close. Oh, she health gates. And then she's gonna tag out. Yes, that's a tag out. Interesting. Wonder Twins assemble. Heard you're also a D2 player. Don't do rage much. I do like it. No, raids and D2 are great. The savages in this game hit the same enjoyment I get from Destiny 2 raiding. It's great. I'm loving them. No, savages. I got carried through my first savage content. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat that, but it is great. I absolutely love it. This is Einhander. I'm gonna eat that. I'm dead. Nope. I misread that. I like hard tank because it tests me. I was actually streaming last night. I did Rune of Nightmares Planets. We did it solo. Yes, you know, you're supposed to have your 4 people on planets at all times, right? And you're just the Tom Christie video, right? 4 people, 4 planets. You know, you bring them back and forth. You can do a duo. I've been pushing myself to do it duo recently. Healthgate. Phase. I thought they were static. That's why I went in. They were static drops. I totally misread that. Yeah, because they ping pong off each other. As long as you avoid the lines, you're fine. Okay, so this is their final stand. I know 14 has a word for it. This is their final stand. That their big final attack. It's Enrage, I think, is what we call it in this. Okay, there we go. Was Crota D1 with 3 people? Nice. Enrage, thank you. Yeah, I'm used to final stand, so Enrage makes sense. Smoke bomb. Before I touch anything harder. Oh, yes. No, that would be the logical way to do that. MSTV. That would be the logical thing to do. Need a limit break for that one? No, we didn't. That was a very, very interesting fight, actually. I'm super into that. I thought it was final stand. Well, Oryx enters final stand. Enrage is after 3 phases if you don't kill it. Say, like, Explicator of Worlds.
I dare say they'll be reeling from this.
After 3 phases, he enters final. That's Enrage.
You were truly inspiring in battle, my friend. I'm determined not to be outdone, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
What were they distracting us from? They're distracting us
while we have the chance.
from the use of Black Rose. That's what they're distracting.
I'm surprised when they wait to find the war already won.
The light will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not like...
Not like this. Miss. And last, we are the only ones left.
Oh no. Don't tell me. Are you all right? Quickly! We must get her back to the encampment.
Let's see how this ends. So the Garleans have been routed, have they? Well done. Though this exchange was no more than a test of our strength, like as not, they won't be taking any chance now that the Emperor has joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. With your help and that of the Eastern Allies, we've passed the first test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alice, well, she's gonna get us over to the infirmary. The Origins have completed the examination of Mr. Alice, and as we speared, she is locked in slumber without any outward cause. Like the others. Damn it all. The Garleans picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 signs incapacitated with the enemy at our doorstep. I cannot spare the men to assist in the search and rescue. The best I can do is see that Alice is brought safely back to the Rising Stones. You and I would return to our encampment. The main contingent of our forces from the Far East is under sail. Must be ready for them to, for arrival. I'll not keep you then. Where the Guardians' recent movements are lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. Return to the Rising Stones, given the plight of your fellow Scions. I can understand if you feel on edge. You'll be no good to anyone without rest. Can I actually hit the hooking stone, please? There we go. This should be the last of 4-5 then. And then we should get into 4.55. Tiny rat! Welcome home. Word has it that Mr. Salisay gave the Guardians quite a thrashing. Speaking of whom, where is Mr. Salisay? Certain she would return by now. He's teabagging me. Amazing. Not her too. Osher and I were ready in the infirmary for her arrival. We also need to send a message to Tadara post haste. Would have had something other than grim tidings to share with her. And with you two for that matter. Agrees me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Ultimate, Kryl, and Master Miqo'te continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. It was not all lost. You are still hale and whole after all. Though I expect you must be tired from your journey. You should rest, my friend. Leave the worrying to us for the time being, at least. Nah, this isn't the last. They didn't wrap up the plot line. Cutscene. Meanwhile, on the border of Alamigo. Oh, we're about to see some war crimes, aren't we? That is Ascian Xenos. No, put me back in, coach. I want back in. Gus, I got someone whose ass I gotta beat. Coach, put me back in. What is it good for is the achievement. I love it. Keep yours as a welcome face indeed in these troubled times, though if you've come to inquire about stricken brothers and sisters, I'm afraid I have not to report. Coltnet. The others continue their tireless search for answers, and I too have done all in my power to assist them, alas. My apologies for the intrusion. I was told Master Alphino had been brought here and wished to see if his condition had improved. Oh, this is Garlean, dude. Have you heard about the part you played in driving back the Empire's forces? Thank you that you were able to stop them only for a short while gives me hope. I now realize how strange these words must sound coming from Garlean lips, but I speak for the love I bear for my homeland because I wish to see it end to the bloodshed. This is why I chose to share all I know about the Alliance. Though I will surely be branded a traitor, I am content to bear that ignominy. It will seem a small price to pay if it helps to prevent this conflict from escalating any further. But enough of my prattling. The war is not yet what brought me all the way here. I came to see Master Alphino. Acquaintance of Kip and Alphino, are you? Well, far be it from me to turn away good company if you would follow me, sir. When word reached me that Alphino had returned, it seemed only right that I visit him. Poor lad, pains me to see him thus, but it takes solace in the knowledge that he is safe and well cared for. He fought valiantly at the burn. The Populares could not have wished for a more committed ally. I don't know how I came to be so afflicted, but I pray a cure will be found soon. On an unrelated note, you may be interested to know that I traveled here in the company of another acquaintance of yours. He awaits my return to North Silvertier, and while I'm certain he would be glad to see you, assuming you can spit. Oh no, this better not be Grahatia. This better not. No. Unless it's the gates of Crystal Tower. Well, that doesn't quite make sense. No, maybe? There's no way. There's no way. Old acquaintance. Who could be waiting for us at Silver Tier? It's close enough that it could be Grahatia. Look at the unit. Ichonke. Oh, hi. Dat. Lamp. 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 Thank you for lamp. I adore lamp. Thank you. I will put those up as soon as I can. Is there... the skybox didn't change, did it? No, this isn't. Can't be. Squapes. I love it. I appreciate that. Bug. Look at I love Omega. He's so cool. I need to grind that mount. I want that mount. We need to get a party together to do O12S. There you are, as beginning to think you would not come. Lamp, Gib lamp. It's the grape lamp, square grape lamp. It's amazing. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Sounds like you've been through the mill. You should have called me. No, it's Sid. Okay. Must confess, tracking down the missing souls isn't exactly within my field of expertise. May have surmised, heard much of Master Garland growing up on Garlemald. Indeed, he has long been a source of inspiration for me. Most Garlands would say he's a traitor and he turns back on his country. We have the Popularis, however, because a revolutionary, a man willing to defy the Empire's dreams and subjugation, that, as I mentioned, might bring about a better future for all of mankind. It's just purple. Okay, so it's just weather. These revolutionaries, a term best reserved for my work. I am but an Imperial defector who thought to aid another Imperial defector. Whatever Master Garland says, I am humbled to find myself in such distinguished company. Speaking of distinguished company, we heard from Raubon that you ran into an old friend at the burn. Is this true? Gaius still lives. I love that, man. Gaius Sama. Do with enemy spawns if conditions are right. Interesting. Like most in the army, I have never had the privilege of seeing a legatus without his mask. I think I walked halfway across the burn in the presence of the Black Wolf. And he claimed to have severed ties with the Empire to the Ascians, did he? After his humbling at the Praetorium, one would think he'd have good sense to stay dead. If we meet again, shall be sure to tell him so. Commander Alden also spoke of the Alliance's meeting with the Emperor, but I still labor to believe what he told us. Did his Radiance really claim that Garland was found by the Ascians? Catagrips, thank you for the sub. This is madness. The very notion absurd. Every fiber of my being rails against it, and I see that there's no escaping the truth. From the very founding of the homeland, my brothers and sisters have laid down their lives to surface a lie. The Ascians must be stopped to save my people, to save all peoples. For all the Empire's many crimes, even I did not suspect. Had I known, I would have left a lot sooner. But as in the past, here is the present. We must apply ourselves to the problem of how the Empire's ambitions may be thwarted, not only in Eorzea, but the Far East as well. I don't spare no effort to achieve that end. Serious Wall has a good start. I love that they adopted the name. We can do more, and we will. We shall show them what it means to achieve freedom through technology. Begging your pardons, a bear message for the Warrior of Light. Better be Xenos. Commander Alden requests your presence at the Alliance headquarters in Alamigo. Discuss matter strategy with your earliest convenience. Inevitable messenger, and it wouldn't be long before duty called you away. Time, no doubt being of the essence, could I tempt you into a ride aboard the Excelsior? It's the fastest way to Raubon's side. I will personally apologize to the Commander for keeping him waiting. It'd be sweeter than the bitter truth. Oh, 100%. Yes, it's lip service to people, which, yes, saves them certain truths, but is also problematic. Bird. Sorry, every time you board my ship, you seem to be barreling headlong into danger, and every time you somehow contrive to emerge victorious, which of course is an admirable skill. But No one is invincible, Kip, not even you, so please take care of yourself out there. Pray you remain safe on the front lines, though ill-equipped to join the fray. I should do what I can to assist from the headquarters. My colleagues and I have been tasked with evacuating casualties by air. See that you aren't among them, eh? Need for speed. Oh, there he is. There's the boy. I'm gonna go beat his ass again. Or my lady, it'd be best if we proceed to the alliance headquarters at once. Headlong into bullets. Somehow you managed to win. Exactly. If it works, it works. You have to understand. Realizing how much they rely on you. Yes. And it's been a problem. The Dark Knight questline actually brings that to light. Discuss strategy. First, I would apprise you of the Garlean's movements. I have to leave the party for now. We will do group things after. I need to make sure I finish Stormblood in its entirety, because that has been my goal today. It is hurting me to not finish it.
Several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered a decisive blow. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly.
Alrighty then. I've only done Dark Knight to 50.
Why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald.
I will start Hildebrand Friday. We'll do group stuff after this.
In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Commander! The Imperials! They've broken through our defenses to the east.
2 minutes in Dreamville 70? Yeah, no, 50 Dark Knights kind of hurts.
Scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos.
Oh, baby, let's go. I'm ready.
Lord Hien and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support, but we don't know how long they can hold out.
It's fine.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they? Very well. Send word to our allies, requesting reinforcements for the front line. Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight?
Such devastation was not my intention. Wait, that wasn't the line. As long as you leave the Hastian to me. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him down personally. The personalized smackdown, if you will.
As such, but to see Lord Xenos fall on the battlefield would deal a heavy blow to Imperial morale. I'll see to it the men stay clear.
And honestly, up through Stormblood, we have a lot more people relying on just us. Fear into the troops, even. Exactly, yes. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Why won't they open?
Well, you want to give me the time. I need to kind of deal with a theater of war first. We barely hung on there.
What's wrong? Is it the voice again?
Yeah, you could say that. It's like...
Are you sure you're in a fit state to do this?
Yeah, no, it's fine. So it's like Char Aznable, right? Mentioning the Red Comet Char Aznable is on the battlefield in Gundam, right? Is enough to shake morale or bolster morale. Or, you know, Amuro is on the field. Zex Marquise is on the field. Setsuna F. Seiei, or the Celestial Being from 00, right? Or even like, what is it? The Lancelot in Code Geass, Suzaku has taken to the field, is enough to shift morale one way or the other. A normal ass dude's, you know, standing in front of me. I don't know. See, I'm also weird. That'd be, I play SCA with people that are a lot bigger than me. That is just a fun time. Red Baron's in there, right? Exactly.
Grant us strength. Give them hell, lass. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
They're gonna need it, trust me. Nothing else, right? Yeah. Well, because they don't have the echo, so they don't really get it. They can't. At the border of Alamigo. Yes, and it wasn't that the Red Baron fell because of his own hubris. He broke every rule. He got too confident. That was the play there. The fact that you still have that relic. Does he fight the same, though? He can't. Surely not. She has an arm blade now. That's cool. You guys, you're not going to be able to stand up to him. Damn, it's almost like I know how to play samurai. Super hopping Higginbana. At least he has one button for damage. That'd be super tech. I do like the RP quests. It is in fact 4-button samurai. It's a nice introduction to the classes, though. Can we have this samurai? Well, we have this samurai in PvP, to be fair. I think dumbing down the rotation would be adverse or detrimental. I do not have arm's length. I think that's by design, actually. Yeah, it's by design, so that way you can learn how the dash works. That for regular hot gross to keep red button bloat down. Right. I don't know if it'll happen, but it's interesting to consider at the very least. Well, we got him down to 80%. This showcases everyone else getting stronger as well. Get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. %. Can feel 4 hotbars with every ability. Paladin in late game is going to be nutty, isn't it? The issue is there's not really a tank to mitigate this. It's neat hearing the Stormblood soundtrack playing here, actually. When combos branch, exactly. That's a stun. That's Ascian sorcery. No, this is the red sword. I've been curious what his ability was.
Here it comes.
Good shit, at least. Or at least, excuse me.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
There's the clones. Okay, there's Bunshin.
The art of my forebears.
Good shit. Stack marker. That's a multiple stack, actually. Maybe? No, it's not. She did, in fact, say Unlimited Blade works. Get away from me, get away from me. At least the AI is decent here. At least they get away from you with stack markers. Other AAA games would not. Triumph is a good song. This is a good soundtrack. However, I'm curious what Shadowbringers is going to bring to the table. Make sure my dash is on cooldown. Or off cooldown, I guess. Mine. And I have all paladin skills. I need to see how I want to make my paladin work. Has the best music. It's good. It's not quite Heaven's Word for me. What parries? That's brilliant, actually. fact that Heian could keep up, it's also not Xenos. It is the Ascian. You're not going to win that, Heian. You need to expel him. It's going to force a response. Ooh! Suck it. I hate it. That's why spell swords suck. Do not break his sword. Good expel. Good expel. He was losing the bind there. Yep.
Damn you!
Oh my god. You just cracked that mask. Good job, Lise. And the magic of... Yep. No, there is some... there's some stuff going on here. Thinking sword node. I do like me some sword things. No, they're all tuckered out. They just need a minute.
Magic with a Garlean body. That's hardly fair.
It's hardly fair, and that's why I'm into that shit.
Still, he must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Ian is made of just different stuff. He is just built different. He also has a Kojin relic sword. You sit down for a second. You leave this to me.
Bringer of light. It has been too long.
See, you've retrieved your mask. Hiding that face of yours. Ooh, burn.
No words to mark our reunion? So be it.
I wonder if actual Xenos is going to come back in. He could.
Equilibrium must be restored. And only your death will redress the balance.
You have to make you work for it, big boy. Come on. Let us dance. The irony of using Shinryu's weapon. You get basically branded right. All right. Faint, Higginbana. I need to build my buffs. Remember when we got bodied at the early Stormblood, right? I'll eat that damage, that's fine. Let's redress that while I have a second. Two. 3. My arm's length. Woo, hello. That's fun. Catch me with that next one. Miss me with that shit. Come on, Xenos. Nope. You heard me talking shit. We're gonna get you. I need you out of the way. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
37%. We are down to a third of his HP. Give me a second, Shad. I'm having to focus oddly hard. Nah, at least La Habrea was cool, unlike this one. Ah, arms like it's still off cooldown. Come on, third one. There we go. I got stunned. That stun's gonna hurt. Three, 1. Setsugeka. Your burst DPS potential goes up when you hit 90. I know that for a fact. Is it 7, 5? I can push him. No, I cannot push him. %, 0.3. Easy.
I see.
He's got a lot of health. He's very thick. Them boots, though. They go hard. Emmer comes with a chair. Hell yeah. You ain't gonna stay down? I'll make you stay down.
Your mother chose her champion well. Yet, for all your strength, you will still fail.
Big words for a man who's just on the ground. I'll show your back the ground again. Still blocked it. Missed me with that shit, homie.
Please, I beseech you.
You picked a bad time, homie.
Someone calls to you. Too late, alas.
It's okay. He's too prideful. Also, he's down to his last sword. Gonna strengthen our resolve. Gonna strengthen us. You gonna let us go? You will actually just kill us. Ironic that we start the expansion with Xenos beating us. And could technically end the expansion with Xenos beating us.
At last, I found you.
Picked a bad time, homie. We could have chatted later.
Please, there's no cause for alarm.
Interesting.
Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength. The battle is over, the danger past, but your work is not yet done. Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts, one which I pray will help you on your journey.
That's fine. This is fine.
All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest. Soon, we will throw wide the gates.
So the gates of Crystal Tower? Really?
The path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
Interesting. I mean, there's still technically people that could have missed Crystal Tower. They only made it mandatory very, very recently. Right, it was only 5.3 that it became mandatory, roughly. So there are people that could still not have Crystal Tower completed.
I see you recall that much, at least. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow. Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons. Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont.
Hey, Estinian. What's up, big boy?
Estinian never was one for emotional farewells.
Nah, he's just doing his job.
Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position.
In the end, Xenos still technically lost. Roll sus
We have
Xenos.
since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean Alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial Court.
He does do volunteer work.
This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight.
Right. Well, probably they're...
A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times.
Well, imagine, right? We amassed a bunch of forces. There's provincial unrest, and you just had Xenos and Varus, well, what appears to be Xenos, right? Go towards a newly liberated Alamigo to start a theater of war, to start a conflict, right? I imagine some of the politicians back home in the Garlean Empire are just kind of sitting there like, we need to have a chat. They're still asleep, though. They gotta be.
Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now.
Nah, I told the funny man that I'd go to Crystal Tower. Can't do that. Can't do that, fam.
You've carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you.
Seeing the Xehanort memes.
Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest.
See, that's not how that works. I appreciate the effort. It's not how that works.
But before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke. A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
Well, this is a most unexpected surprise. I thought you would be confined to bed. I've seen it's been a minute. When I heard that you had collapsed in the field of battle, I confessed I feared the worst. But with you standing here before me, I see now that the reports of your defeat were greatly exaggerated. Thank the Fury. Or Pisby, right? Because he did pass, unfortunately. As long as they have you, Mr. Kip, our history suggests we will have a fighting chance. Speaking of fighting, you may be surprised to hear that the war's effects can already be felt even here in Ishgard. In anticipation of a need for reinforcements, Artorial will soon be departing for the front lines of the contingent of our finest knights. I would advise that you stay until your strength is returned, but I know it would be an exercise in futility. Indeed, I suspect you have already decided on your next destination. Dark days lie ahead, of that I have no doubt, but the light of hope shall ever guide our steps so long as we have the will to press onward. And press onward we must. Farewell, my friend. I pray our next meeting will be under happier circumstances. Oh, where the hell are you? You're all the way in Mordona. I'm glad that I didn't try to push it last stream. I'm glad that I stopped when I did, because this is one hell of a conclusion, and it's taken some time to get through. Tataru is no longer small kimono Tataru. What'd I miss?
By the 12! I don't believe it! I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on?
The Smallafell. We made Smallafell cry. We're gonna have to beat someone up.
Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful. And what else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him. Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Yestola, Urianger, Alphino, Alize. You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own, do you hear me? So if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home.
As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right? But how are you to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut?
Well, about that.
There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry, we'll find that beacon for you.
In the Imperial Palace. Oh no, this is about to get spicy. Look at that throne. Looks cool. Looks really awful to sit in. It's a symbol.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
Because you lost.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home?
And that's where information spread is meta.
Fight for the throne a second time. Or what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
That's the one. Yeah, previous emperor was an old man, right?
Setback. She will not escape me again.
And this is where he could go. You've had your chance. You don't get a second chance. You could.
Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
He's gone.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
Yeah.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
I thought that would make a cool primal. Just that thing on top.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
He's gonna do it. Or it could be left ambiguous. What does the Garlean Empire stand for? How does the Garlean Empire emerge victorious? He sinks himself down. He will do it. They do leave it a little ambiguous. So I guess that's Stormblood. So that is 6.55 done now too, right? What an interesting expansion, honestly. Like, credits is 655. Okay. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, no, 4.55. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, not quite there. That is 6.55 drop today. That is post Endwalker. It was an interesting expansion. It had a very slow burn through the base game, and it almost feels like the Xenos Shinryu bit stumbled a little bit. It fumbled to the finish line, so to speak. Post, however, Post is a completely different game. Post is a completely different beast. And that is not to be understated. And I liked it. I thought the Stormblood offered a lot. People take issue with 4.1 and 4.2. Well, 4.1 was pretty solid. 4.2 and 4.3. People, Yugiri, spicy Yugiri. I love it. People take issue with 4.2, 4.3 setup with Asahi and Yotsuyu/Suyu. And I didn't really take issue with it because there was enough setup in the base, and we really didn't get any characterization beyond a certain point for Yotsuyu, and especially Asahi, right? So it was interesting to see their plot lines come to an end, and they effectively ended their bloodline. It was a choice that Yotsuyu made to become in herself a demon, to be able to kill the man she despised most, the man that she was put through so much hell to protect and nurture and see him succeed while she herself was thrown into oblivion. And the fact that he, with all this success, was still not chosen by Xenos, I understand why it's controversial, and there's definitely some edge to it, don't get me wrong. I definitely could see some Tumblr users or some 4chan users being like, oh, Yotsuyu, she's just like me, for real, for real. And yes, absolutely, there's some edginess to it. Mostly it's me coming into the understanding of, I get where she's coming from. While I don't agree with it, I understand that she tried to be better. She tried to have a better life. And at every opportunity, she was curtailed from having that better life. So she chose to embrace it and be a demon. And that's why I like her arc to a degree. So it was interesting to see that. 4.4, that was a really good setup. 4.5 and 5.5 by extension went very, very hard. I was very surprised at how hard it went, and a lot of what it brought to the table, being completely honest. I'm glad that I didn't try to rush this through last stream. I wasn't sure. Now I know post patches take about 2.5 hours, we'll say. So it's about 2.5 hours for every one of them. That way I can time better in the future for Shadowbringers and Endwalker and Dawn Trail as well, when we get to Dawn Trail post patches. It's an interesting expansion. There's a lot of setup. It's a very slow burn. It is definitely, especially after post, I started feeling some of the same Kurthus ARR style fatigue that I had felt. But a lot was set up, like Fordola and the Skulls were set up, and they were subsequently dealt with. Xenos was set up at the end of Heaven's Ward. We had Xenos giving us our first real loss, and beginning and ending the expansion on Xenos, quote unquote, as it were, giving us a loss. And it's an interesting way to end out the expansion. A bit longer since they have more budget, right? Yeah, no, and there's the argument people have made where 14 is keeping Squeenix afloat, and it's not like everything Squeenix puts out is gold, right? I hear there's a lot of controversy for Strangers of Paradise, right? So 14 is very lucrative in its own fashion, I imagine, and I like that 14.1 is, the writing is great, the writing is immaculate, it is next level. 2, it's a game that respects my time. 3, yes, it is a sub fee. I just don't buy a AAA game in a 6-month rolling period to accommodate for that cost, right? Xenos always gets what he wants. Yes, that is fair. Learn the wonder of heavy ammo synth. That's going to be wild, going back to D1 specifically. Like, it was a really cool expansion, and it left a lot unanswered. It set up some mysteries. We got to see the Zodiac crystal again. I had to dig for that, and it was confirmed to me. Yes, it is Zodiac. That is the depiction of Zodiac with what they thought because they didn't have an appearance for him at the time. And I'm assuming we got to Zodiac and probably Endwalker, I'm assuming. I'm not fishing for information. That's just my projections. Seeing Gaius come back was a very big twist. That was really cool. With the writing, the game itself is great. I think it was the plot point, because I hear it retcon some of Final Fantasy 1, but I would need to go through myself. I will play Strangers of Paradise after I play through all of the other games. Especially from what I played as a shitpost. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to get to it when I played it. I will have to actually see what Strangers of Paradise brings to the table. But I have to first finish 14. I need to get caught up, and I am pushing Dawn Trail as hard as I can. I want to hit it on launch. But, React content's kind of kind of taking precedence because that's how I kind of get paid, right? So that's one of those things I'm kind of just sitting here like, I would love to go through this. I might burst out some React con because I got to do taxes and stuff while this is at time recording. So I got to do taxes and stuff. So, you know, I got other things that I want to do and I got things that I need to do. Like I haven't cleaned my room in like 2 weeks. Like it's not like there's clothes everywhere, right? But like I have stuff that I need to actually organize and put away. Neo, I have not played Neo, no. Sparking No Land Beyond, Boss Top Storm Glory. One day. I have many things that I need to run first, and I'm getting through a lot of it. In fact, I actually look at streaming as the reward from, hey, I did like 4 React videos today. Cool, I can just go ahead and do this. And then 3.5 days playing 12 to 14 hour runs, you can do in Walker in like a week. Right, and that's the thing, is it's just setting myself up, right? Like, I can burn out on React content really easily, but as long as I pace myself and upload it, right, it's fine. As long as I can get, like, realistically about 20 videos a week, I mean, that gives me my double upload days, my single upload days, and time to actually get forward. the Anthem. And replaying Monster Hunter. 14's a good game, honestly. Like that's the thing, as there's that controversial opinion. Why would you ever level past your expansion? Why are you hitting 90, right? Why are you hitting 90 before you even finish the game? Before you even finish Endwalker? The game doesn't start until after max level for me. Since we are going to react to that after we do, we're going to go into Shadowbringers fresh. I'm making an executive call on that since I don't want to spoil it. I also have to go through Hildebrand, which is going to eat up like the next 3 streams. Goddamn grind set. And that's low for me. I was like, I'll get like 30 done this week, and I'm like, that is a lot of time to just sit at my computer and talk at a screen, if that makes sense. Or on Bruce. Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna wait. I gotta do Hildebrand first. That's gonna be, I'm gonna try to do that in 3 streams because I hear that is a massive amount of quests, like 30 per expansion or 40 per expansion. 90, it's about sending a message. It's not even that. So understand, I come from RuneScape, right? In RuneScape, the game doesn't start till after you hit 99s, right? And yet, no, it's not even, oh, well, yeah, you got to go to 120. Yeah, you got to get to, 150, right? No, it's not that. The game doesn't start until you hit 90s, until you hit your 99s, right, in RuneScape. Just because I hit 90 means I still have to learn the class, the entire complexities, the intricacies of its class. How to, if my line is broken, right? So for Black Mage, right? Let's just take the 90 line, right? Where you start with Ice 3, and then you go, say we're doing single target, right? Ice 3, Ice 4, Thunder 3, I guess Thunder 4 actually. Yeah, Thunder 4, and then Ice 1, and then you swap over with Fire 3, Fire 4, Fire 4, Fire 4, Paradox, Fire 4, Fire 4, Fire 4, and then you lead on Despair, right? And that's the generalized damage rotation. Well, what happens if you get broken on the second Fire 2, right? What happens if you have to leave, right? What happens if you have to stop your line of play? That in itself is why the game starts at 90 for me. Because not only do I have the stuff, I have to learn how to use it. I need to learn if this is my line of play, if I have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I go A, B, C, D, and I can't go to E, how do I recover? Do I have to start over from A again? Do I skip E, maybe go to G, and then start A, B, C, D, E, F, G again, right? That's the things that I think about. That's how I play games. Just because I'm at 1810 in Destiny, right, and have been since the second week of Lightfall, does not mean that my journey stopped. I'm now running Planets Duo in Root of Nightmares. Once again, with Planets, you have 4 people on 4 plates. Generally is how that works, and you just bring the odd one out across, right? So now the fact that I'm doing Planets Duo, I'm pushing myself because I know I can do it, and I have the skill to do it. That's how I play games. Hildebrand's 38 quest total. Yeah, no, well, oh, 38 quest total. We might be able to do it in a stream then. I was planning for 3. It might be 1. Quest line per expansion, except for Shadowbringers doesn't have it. Right, but Hildebrand has things for Shadowbringers. There are world state changes, I've been told. Not what they are specifically, but that I need to do Hildebrand because of these world state changes. Also, I guess it helps with relic weapons and Endwalker, I guess, or is required. Black Mage isn't complicated, it's just annoying to have to recover. Right, exactly, Jace, but that's the thing, is that just because I'm a 90 Black Mage doesn't mean I know how to play Black Mage. Like, I've seen Russian Femboy who's in here, right? I can't remember who you are in chat, so I apologize. Names, I'm still trying to get used to them. But, like, seeing them be able to solo effectively O12S, right? That is my goal. How do I get to there? How do I get to unsinking O12S, right? How do I do that? How do I get from point A to point B? That's a lot of growth. Yes, absolutely, it's a lot of growth. And that is why the game... thank you, Gatling. Thank you for that. Yes, no, Gatling. Soloing effectively O12S as Paladin, right? Showing me that Bulwark can just absolutely mitigate an entire, like, what's going to be effectively a white, right? That's why I play with people with a higher skill ceiling than I do, right? That's why I do that. It's because I get to see, this is the end goal. This is where I need to be. This is how I need to be playing. And obviously there's difference between playing DPS and tank, right? I mean, there's differences there, right? I'm not going to contest that. So there's controversy in regards to how I'm playing. I'm also playing this in the most suboptimal way possible because really my game starts at 90. Just because I finish Endwalker and I see the credits roll and say I get to Dawn Trail before Dawn Trail launches, right? So I'm waiting with everyone else for 7.0, right? I'm still waiting on that. Like, I'm still needing to grind. I'm still needing to understand how these classes work at a better level. Entry is easier, the mastery is tough. Exactly, 100% rewarding cheese. That is exactly what I'm doing. And will I have full mastery? No. If I could be half as good a player as JoeCat is, I will have done my job, right? He has done how many streams on doing the Joe Mega protocol, right? Omega Ultimate, right? And I hear anyone with technical ability, you just have to have time, you can clear an ultimate. This is at least what I've been told, you know, but I want to push myself because I know I can do it. Do expansion, I complete all the blues before I move on to the next expansion. I need to do that before the Endwalker sequence with all the collaboration scene. Summoner, yeah, Summoner is easier, I hear. Well, and that's the thing. I also need to be blitzing this. There's a reason I didn't do Omega on stream. There's a reason I haven't done Zodiac, the Alliance raid for Stormblood on stream, because I'm starting to have to omit certain content to just do it off stream because of upload-wise, we're probably going to be past Dawn Trail's launch, and I will probably have maybe Endwalker VODs coming out. Like, I'm having to pace these. Even at 2 a week, it's just taking forever because there's just so much. Just on your roulettes, I'd personally like to see if there's people that wanted grind mounts for Omega. I want to learn Omega Savage a little more. I haven't done Kefka yet. But that being said, if we don't have 6 to 8 people, I mean, yeah, just roulettes, I guess. Try not to die too much. Well, we're going to see red mages, right? Red mages are going to be going pretty ham when Dawn Trail launches for day 1 raids and stuff, right? You know, seeing what you need, and then we'll see the red mages phased out as far as I understand it, because they do a lot of everything. They're good as a general, okay, we're going to do this activity, but once you find out what's required in the activity, right, then you start swapping out to alternative classes. And that's why I also level up my other classes. Yes, I have a buddy, all he plays is Dark Knight. He doesn't want to play anything else other than Dark Knight. Cool, awesome. I have another buddy. He plays healer. That's all he plays. I think he plays White Mage specifically. He plays healer, and he just likes healer role. He'll play that shit, right? Awesome. I'm arguably in the minority because I want to play everything. Or say, for example, if Samurai gets enough of a nerf, and I'm like, I'll just swap over to Reaper, right? I have the ability to do that. It's a lot more time investment, but it is a game that honestly respects my time enough, so I will respect it in turn. 4.5 months. Let us see 5.5 months being for Dawn Trail's release. I could see that. Yeah. What changes get made exactly? Done the Omega Savage raids for the mount. I'd be there for assistance. It would be, yeah. No, let's see. I want to see how many people we can get together to do that, because I would be very interested to mount farm for people. I know there's some people that still need the mounts. Dark Knight was fun after 70. I think through 50, it's just rough. So 50 to 60 is going to be interesting, but after 70, apparently it's going to get very fun. I don't know. My eyes are kind of on Warrior, but I'm still kind of affectionately looking at Paladin, if that makes sense. I'm still kind of looking at Paladin like, you do things. I like the sustain of Warrior, but they do different things. As Paladin, you have your own mitigation rotation, and I kind of dig it. So that's kind of my plan going forward. We're going to be rushing. Unless people really want to see like the near alliance raid from Shadowbringers, or they want to see something else, honestly, I'll probably do most of them. Like Sweet Osada's quest line, the Ruby Princess for Shisui. I did that off stream, right? Beast Tribes I can do off stream, right? Those kind of things. Yeah, no, Shadowbringers. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh man, Gunbreaker. I am saving Gunbreaker as my last tank because I want to organically go into it and have tanking experience to see how it plays. Because at that point, if I'm playing a 90 warrior and a 90 paladin and I'm starting to get Dark Knight up through the 70s, right? You know, I want to be able to go into Gunbreaker and be like, okay, how do you play? Why are you considered a controversial class for a lot of people? You're having trouble deciding what flavor of fun you want to do is the mark of a good class sign. Oh, 100%. I mean, Destiny Season of Arrivals, right? If you're playing Warlock, what do you play as Warlock? You play Welllock. What else do you play? I mean, you can play Nova Bomb with Nezarec Sin, but that's about it, right? You didn't really play Chaos Reach. You didn't really play whatever Tickle Fingers is, you know, the other lightning one, right? So Destiny 2 right now, it's like, oh, crap, what Warlock do I want to play? Do I want to play Chaos Reach? Do I want to play Tickle Fingers? Do I want to play Well of Radiance? I could go Dawnblade. I could actually also just play Nova Bomb. I have 2 flavors of Nova Bomb now, right? Or Hunter. Or I can do Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun. Or I can do Blade Barrage. Or I can do Deadfall. Or I can do Arcstaff, right? All of these are viable. And that's a mark of a arguably better metagame. It's not homogenized into, like, Season of Arrivals, 5 weapons, right? You had 5 weapons for Destiny 2 and Season of Arrivals that you used, Mountaintop among them, and that was all you needed. You needed those 5 weapons and one of the classes that actually worked. So yeah, like Well of Radiance just worked in that format. Also, you know, Well and Bubble stack, so you go into a raid with like 2, I think it was, the comp was like 2 Well, 1 Bubble, and then 3 damage supers or something like that. Only play Well, except the season you kind of do Dawnblade. I would argue that Well's not what it used to be, though, is the thing. Well used to be a lot better. I'm being a Lightfall, the first GM, Darkblade Kel'Garath, that GM from Season of the Seraph Battleground with Kel'Garath, Risen from Bones, one-shots you in Well, even on Legend. And it's awful. Well is not what it used to be. It has been incredibly nerfed. Like, I still run it, don't get me wrong. But what I'm trying to bring is yes, you want variation in what you play. I'm seeing a lot less Well Warlocks than there used to be. I'm seeing a lot more Chaos Reach. I'm seeing a little less Nova Bomb, but I'm seeing a lot more Chaos Reach and stuff. We're seeing a lot more variation. So that 14 has a variation, and it's not even that a class or a job is going to get nerfed, right? It's more like, oh, I don't want to play this today. I don't want to play Warrior today. I'm going to go play Blue Healer, right? As Blue. Word's brain. I'm going to go play Paladin today, or I'm going to go play Gunbreaker today, right? And then you just kind of practice those, and it's understanding the rotation stuff. And the more I get better with other jobs, the better I get with Samurai, the better I get with Warrior, the better I get with Sage, right? The better I will get with other classes by default. Oh, I'm a Black Mage now. I know not to stand in this in Alexander Savage. This makes sense, right? That kind of thing. I mean, a good example is doing Nezarec, right? Doing Nezarec in Destiny 2. So when you're doing Nezarec, there's a mechanic called gaze, right? You have to focus his gaze on you. You have to hit him in the chest. The issue with that is you hear a lot of players, and I have this all the time when I stream. You know, I got gaze. People just start, they're not necessarily like yelling, but they're kind of low-key freaking out. I got gaze. I'm getting thrown, right? Yes, the gaze person knows. The gaze person has to wait for him to open his chest. You will, for like the first 2 seconds, have gaze. Then that's when he pulls gaze from you. He has to initiate the mechanic and then open his chest to be able for the gaze person to pull it. If I didn't run gaze, if I didn't main gaze, would I have known that? So I apply that to 14, right? Oh, I did this as monk, and this is where you do and don't stand. Oh, okay, this would be a good spot to stand. This makes a lot of sense. And I can apply that to Black Mage. I can apply that to Bard. I can apply that to, you know, tanks and stuff to a degree, right? That's what I'm trying to get across. The more varied I am with how I play, the more game knowledge I can accumulate, and then apply it to different things, and it becomes this loop of growth. Overused Well is yes and no. Getting tired of Well? Well, they need to make something that's just better, honestly. Like, Well has been nerfed into the ground, in my opinion, from when it was in its prime. Mostly experiences DPS until it reached then current content. After a reset, I decided to work on the other 19 classes, including Blue Mage. Also have Blue Mage Spellbook. Gave me a fundamental idea of how differently the roles played. Then it further gave me the idea of how each class certain roles played. Oh, absolutely, yes. Out there, kid, because after I beat Base Endwalker, I started leveling everything and burn myself out hard. That's why I'm going so hard into it. It's why I do my roulettes religiously. Once again, leveling, my game starts at 90. And then think about it this way, right? We get to Endwalker in, 6-ish months, or we'll just say 6 months, right? And level cap's going to go to 100, right? which means that, you know, people are going to burn through Dawn Trail probably in the first week, and then, you know, they're going to be having to get their classes up to 100 as well. I might as well just get caught up on the way, which takes me, yes, a little more time, but once I'm there, my end game starts to get a lot easier, right? You know, oh, we need a paladin to fill. Okay, I can do that, yeah. And I swapped a paladin. Like, damn, you have a paladin? You can just fill like that? Yeah. I can flex, whatever works. Leveling everything. Exactly. Yeah, no, right. Like, I don't want to hit endgame and have to deal with... I'm feeling it right now. I don't want to level my Dark Knight. I don't want to level my Machinist right now. I don't want to level my Bard. Eventually, I got to level them, though. So I'm picking and choosing the classes. That's why I went through Stormblood. I got Samurai and Ninja up to 90. Like, those are done till Dawn Trail. And now I can move on to Warrior. I can move on to Paladin. And then I can move on to White Mage and Sage, right? And so I'm picking and choosing what I want to main first. And then I'm filling out later, right? Because I know Gunbreak is going to be wild to learn. And it's going to just skew my perception in just enough of a way that's going to be a little interesting. Knowledge growth is out constantly managed. And astonishment from the fact that I borderline by heart know all the boss mechanics or the most obscure optional dungeons, which nobody does. Exactly, 100% Gatling. Well, I enjoyed Crafter was probably 50% of the reason I burned out. I need to save up like 20 mil, and I need to just actually burn through crafting. Like, I'm going to become an Omni Crafter. At the very least, I'll just Omni gather for people. That way they can get their best in slot. And that's the thing, like, when you raid with me, right? And that's kind of the thing, is like, Tamsin and Gatling, you were in that, right? You were in that with Omega Savage. How many times I'm like, hey, do you need this? I'll just pass, right? And I'll just pass that on to you. If you don't need it, cool, I'll take it. Or I'll make sure everyone else gets the Rathalos whistle. Or I'll make sure everyone else gets the stupid dragon mount, right? The alt, right? Or whatever his name is from 04S, right? Like, I'll make sure everybody gets that. I'm not the best player by any means. And if anything, especially in developing not just a static, but just a community, right? It's like, if you need this, just take it. I'll take whatever's left over, but I'm going to prioritize you guys first. That way, the shit that you need, you really don't have to run it again if you don't want to. Grandwalker Dungeon XP boost, so I had to level all jobs from 1 to 80, leveling them for 1 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and so on. Took a while. Right, and that's kind of what I tried to do. I got everything to 50, but I just kind of fell off, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'll just... Once I hit like 75, I'm like, I'm almost there. I hit 80, I'm like, yeah, I'll just go for 90. I think that's where you really got to know your materia, time errors, and time and food buffs. Right, yeah, I hear that's a thing with time nodes and stuff. Weather effects too. Yeah, that's fair. But that is I want to take this game further. The issue is that it's, you know, I don't have a I don't have the size that I can just do 14. So naturally I'm having to take it a little slower. I still have to do React content. I still have to, you know, edit YouTube videos to try and hit the algorithm in certain ways, right? Like he's in a Kip main channel, quote unquote. I got to do that. At the end, you start at the beginning, that also changes things. This does as well. And I feel like I pick on mechanics. I pick them up fairly easily. It's that I'm not averse to just putting my face just to the grindstone at a boss or an encounter for as many deaths as it takes to understand the encounter. And once I understand the encounter, I just start executing it. It's just like, okay, I've had enough deaths. Like, I know what I'm doing, right? That kind of thing. I don't mind the dying. I really don't. It's just a matter of having the time to really just kind of sit down and be like, okay, this is how we're going to do this. So that's kind of my experience with gaming and kind of how I'm going into this, looking into this. Leveling 2 classes at once while I was doing combat. You can do that too. I mean, like, I'll do that. It splits XP, but I mean, yeah, you can absolutely do that. I gotta go. I need to get my rolls up because Shadowbringer gets rid of class quests and they go to role quests, right? So you have melee DPS, you have range DPS, you have magic DPS, tank, and healer, right, as your roles. And those are just role quests rather than having Dragoon quests, Black Mage quest, what's the other one? Like Warrior quest, right? Something like that. So now I have to actually have... I want roles at 90 now. Summoner or Scholar. Summoner and Scholar, I feel, is an easy 90 because they level with each other. So you could realistically just go ham. I have no clue how to play Scholar. I enjoy White Mage, though. White Mage is neat. I need to see how the Blood Lily mechanic works. Crafters and Gatherers. I will definitely need that when I get to that. It is appreciated. I've been kind of pushing... My goal is Endwalker and Combat's all to max. Endwalker done, all combats to max, and then I will get into the gathering and crafting thing, because it's just get the startup costs about 20 mil. Just go for it. I've been about 16 mil, I guess, is what you need to buy everything to 90. But like, I'll just earn it. I earn it organically. I hit millions just by doing roulettes. Not fast, mind you, but you know, enough that's like, okay, yeah, I can do this. The issue is when I have to keep buying Diodoko shit and mats. But to be fair, I'm kitted out like halfway through Dawn Trail at this point. Scholar main for a little while. Right, yeah, I think Higher Summoner would be fun though. Watch you go through MSQ or on the side, which are actually good at pattern recognition. Well, I thank you, guys. Like, I appreciate that. I feel awful at first time recognition, but the game really does. If you do the content, the game really does kind of give you, like, in the last one where you're in the trenches, that dungeon, right? The last Stormblood dungeon. Like, the Colossus does the rotate mechanic, and I'm sure we've seen it other places, but I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, we saw that in O12S. Okay, so it's going to rotate at that point. And, like, I mean, I'll call it weird things, right? Like, what was another good example? There was another thing where I'm like, oh, this is just X, right? And you'll hear me call it out, right? Like, oh, this is just Gaius. Oh, the twins as well, right? This is just Gaius and Juvia, right? In one fight. And it's technically not wrong. Like, I recognize the mechanics that are going on here. Yeah, Summoner is probably going to change again. So doing 1 to 50 classes while doing a 50 plus class. I think the 1 through 50 is the hardest run. That's why I grinded so much Stone Vigil when I did. I think it is the hardest grind in the game. 50 to 60 is a little easier. I think 60 to 70 might be another progress point, but 80 to 90, it's a lot of XP, but if you do your daily roulettes, you go through them in like a week or two. It's not bad. It really is not. Have to buy Master from 1 to 20 in crafters. After that, you can only do Ishgard and Restoration and Diadem all the way up to 15 and pick up collectibles. I could do that too, yeah. Crafter and Gatherer will be so much faster at Diadem. I'll probably get all my Crafters and Gatherers unlocked, and I'll probably get them to 20, and then I'll probably go from there. Mechanics in 14 are usually referred to by their first appearance. Oh, okay, so as long as that's standard, right? Well, and for me, right, I'm sure the rotate mechanics come up in other places, right? And I'm just like, oh, for me, it's O12S. I know when I say O12S in regards to a spinning icon, that means that is a mechanic that will rotate. What's another one? There was a unique stack marker. That's technically also, I think that's an O. I think that's an O. It's one of the Savages, I thought. Limit cut. I need to actually research limit cut as a mechanic. That thing is OP. It's disgusting. Change every expansion, sometimes multiple times. That's the thing. Astro feels like there's just so much in its kit. Like, I have immense respect for Astro mains because they can do a lot with the class. Gil Farm Shadowbringers have with cookies. Yeah, I feel like they nerfed some of those. I know that they nerfed what was it? Vault and Heavensward. We're gonna proceed past the cutscene at this point. We're gonna proceed past the credits. Yeah, no, it's been interesting, and apparently entering the quote unquote where the game actually begins. This is gonna be very interesting. You need to be alright to celebrate your return. I made you this, a brand new traveling outfit. Hope it fits. Konoe towards every player. Protean wave because living liquid. Right, yeah, no, makes sense. Now is not the time to fuss over the measurements. I must go and speak with the researchers in St. Coinax. Fine. Rest follow, track down the beacon. Is this Shadowbringers? I, in fact, have beat the free trial. Hey, is this actual Xenos? Yes, it is. It's his love for Katana. Yeah, there's the resonance. That's how he's able to body shift, I'm assuming.
My enemy. My friend. Had I been but a step faster.
Oh. So he was helping. Wrong move, pal.
Bloody savages!
There's the Xenos we know.
pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph.
I was wondering where he was.
In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
Xenos heading the Guardian Empire might actually be interesting. There is an imposter Xenos among us. Having flashbacks to Zonde. In the midst of a requiem for heroes, a voice rings out across time and space. In fields of tranquil light, sow your seeds of darkness. I can't escape Crystal Tower. I can't escape it. I want out. Vote abandoned, please. So the Circus Trench, is that okay? Where are we specifically? I do need some out of game understanding. Is this still part of this? What is the first quest of Shadowbringers? Is it Shadowbringers the quest? Because I want to know where I need to stop. We're going to be doing the trailer and starting Shadowbringers after we do Hildebrand, because I need to make sure that that's done. This is it. This is the last. Or this is the first Shadowbringer. This is Shadowbringers. Okay. So we're going to stop there then. Okay. Because at that point, yeah, then the expansion, then, oh, new expansion drops. You talk to Totterer. Okay. So that is going to be it in regards to this. We are going to be having, if I can do it in one stream, I'll do it. 1 to 3 streams. I intend to finish Hildebrand. So if you are on the XIV channel watching that, be aware that Hildebrand will be taking place. There will be shenanigans happening with Hildebrand, and we will be going from there. Then we will start Shadowbringers. We will blitz through Shadowbringers, do Shadowbringers. No, there's no Shadowbringers, Hildebrand. We will be caught up on that. Or the name of the patch and expansion. Right. So, okay. Just wanted to clarify that. Yeah, we will be doing Hildebrand next time. And thank everyone for coming out. Thank everyone for watching. I'm going to go do roulettes and see if we have people for Omega Savage. Let's go with that. If you're on the XIV channel, thank you. See you in Hildebrand.